Hi guys, and welcome to my review on Bioshock Infinite. This is the third in the series of Bioshock games, and you could call it Bioshock 3, also known as Bioshock Infinite. Developed by Irrational Games and published by 2K Games. This game has been developed specifically in mind to be a whole new game. So if you've not played Bioshock 1 or 2, you can jump straight into 3, and it will make some sense to you, as it's an independent game all of its own right. So this is great if you're like me and you've not been in the Bioshock series for a while. It's been a while since I played 1 and 2, so to be fair, I've just been getting back into the series of Bioshock as well. So if it's new to you, I would recommend this game. If you haven't played Bioshock 1 and 2, I would strongly recommend it. It is because they are both awesome games. Anyway, enough of this chatter, let's talk about the game. As soon as you enter the world of Bioshock 3, one thing you'll notice is that the world is absolutely gorgeous. Graphics are amazing and the visuals are stunning, and the developers do a great job of capturing your imagination within this flying city that you first walk upon when you leave the church. In fact, you'll find it so beautiful you won't want to leave the church. You'll find yourself walking through this water. It's kind of like you'll wade through it, and then as you come to like these statues with like candles around them, you can see the glow of the candles and it looks very real. The lighting is really good, and I can't stress this enough. For certain bits you want to explore every single bit of the church. You'll just be walking around the pews, you'll be looking for coin, there'll be like little things, little bits of goodies and loot and stuff like that. I don't want to spoil it for you too much. And then as you transcend down the stairs, there's like a staircase that goes down. You'll transcend down that, and it'll just be water that runs down these steps, and it's like nothing you've ever seen. I was really amazed by the graphical capabilities of this game. On leaving the church, like I said before, you'll walk out into the city, and then it'll be this massive flying city that's absolutely amazing. I was like a kid in a candy store basically. I was just walking through the streets, going in every shop, exploring everything. I'm not going to spoil it for you, I'm not going to go into huge detail. And as I came through the city, this barbershop quartet, like these 4 guys on this platform, came down and they started singing, "God only knows what I'd be without you," which is like a Beach Boys song converted into a cappella. Aside from my terrible singing, is a nice neat touch on the game, and this is what Bioshock Infinite is all about. It's these nice little touches that make the game what it is. They create a sense of realism, a sense of atmosphere, and you actually feel like you're in the game. So graphically, visuals, artwork, all that good stuff, I can't really fault this game. This is a 10 out of 10 game for that category. Okay, so gameplay in Bioshock 3. When I first played Bioshock 1 and 2, the gameplay had a kind of magic to it. Felt like you was going around hunting big daddies. You get all your weapons ready, you'd wait for the big daddy, you'd fire off your electric bolts, your crossbow bolts into the ground, you'd get all your traps set up, and it was mint. It was great. And then Bioshock Infinite came along, and they just wiped big daddies off the face of the earth. That was it. Just big daddies gone, game over, no more big daddies. And not only that, they also decided to put in an amazing game mechanic that would only allow you to carry 2 weapons. That's 2 weapons, which really disappointed me, because what it kind of leads you to do, especially on the harder difficulty levels, where I was playing a lot more on the harder difficulty, although I got my ass pasted a few times, was that once you get the 2 best weapons of the game, basically the hand cannon and the RPG, or maybe a sniper rifle and an RPG, that's you basically done for the rest of the game. And I think this spoils it a little bit. It spoils that feel that the Bioshocks had, the Bioshock 1 and Bioshock 2, where you would have to ration your ammo, you would have to find all the weapon upgrades, you would have to do this, you would have to do that. Now you still get weapon upgrades, but there's no visual upgrades on the weapons. So lazy programmers, lazy designers, they basically use stats on the machine. So when you go up to the machine, you can buy upgrades for them, and they will increase it via the in-game mechanic stats. But other than that, you don't see any visual upgrades, which was a little bit disappointing. I also would say that the combat does become quite linear quite quickly. It did for me. About halfway through the game, I got quite bored of playing the same old guys. Basically, you're going to get you've got the main henchmen, you've got these police guys who like truncheons and machine guns, and you've got these handyman guys. These handymen, which are supposed to replace the big daddies, but they're nowhere near as fun to kill. Yeah, the big daddies just seem like really worth it in Bioshock 1 and 2. And in this installment of Bioshock, it just feels like the handymen were put in place to replace the big daddies, but they kind of feel placed through the game. They're not naturally occurring like they were in Bioshock 1 and 2. And this to me was very disappointing. I have to say, half the fun for me in Bioshock 1 and 2 was hunting these guys down. I'd even hunt them down just for a bit of fun. Even if I had the Adam and that, I'd just do it for a bit of cash. And it was the fun part of the game. But yeah, in Bioshock 3, that's been lost in the transition of the games. And maybe they thought they'd try something new, and that, that's brave. I admire them for trying something new, but I would have preferred Big Daddies, definitely.
Daddy!
Despite this problem, the third installment of Bioshock has have put in the game a enemy which is known as the Patriot. The Patriots are like these giant, great big sort of clockwork. I can only describe them as like a wind-up clockwork sort of toy with a hefty machine gun, like a railgun, and they will come after you. And it's good. It's good to take those guys down. That was a fun. I enjoyed taking the Patriots down. And sometimes if you spoke to Elizabeth, which I'll tell you more about later, basically the tears that she opened, you could actually make your own Patriots, which was quite a nice addition. Okay, so no big daddies, no upgradable visuals on the weapons. The vending machines aren't quite the same as they were, although they have made a bit of an effort with them. They do come to life, but I just preferred personally the Bioshock 1 and 2 ones. I think they had a more creepy feel to them. What else? Well, gameplay can get a bit stale after a while. They have introduced Vigors, which are basically plasmids. Vigors are just drinkable plasmids that you inject into your arm from Bioshock 1 and 2. You do have a few good ones like Bucking Bronco. I quite enjoyed bucking them up in the air, lifting the guys up in the air, multiple enemies, and then blasting them with electric shock, and then blasting them with my shotgun, and that was quite good. So you'd use like Bucking Bronco, bolt, and then shotgun to the face. It's always fun. I think my problem was that I played on difficult from the start, so all my weapons were like pea shooters because I was dying a few times, I'll be honest, and I wasn't getting enough cash. Obviously not generating the weapon upgrades. If you do find yourself in this position, my advice would be to restart over and try it on medium difficulty level. It can be quite a steep learning curve. What it does when you play on difficult level, not only do you struggle trying to upgrade things, and it does spoil your game a little bit when on your first playthrough. I started using a sniper rifle from a distance, trying to pick off the enemies, and it's very difficult to get in close. And of course, you've got the skyhook, which is really fun to use, but obviously on a harder difficulty level, it's quite difficult to use till you get the perks and the upgrades. And basically, yeah, me being me, I just wanted to smash people in the face with the skyhook. So that was one thing to consider. It did spoil my game a little bit, put it on the difficult level, I must admit. Skyhook is good. You jump on it, you get this claw thing, which I've shown you in the picture. You jump on, you'll whiz around it. It adds a bit of variety to the gameplay. It's a bit of a gimmick. It does get a little bit linear after a while. Always fun for the first half of the game. You jump on, you hook your skyhook. It basically gives you free roam around the area. Skyhook's normally quite a small route around a certain area of Bioshock, and you'll jump on, hook on, and you can perform a few takeoffs. Like you can take a guy down off a skyhook using a certain perk, etc. Elizabeth. Elizabeth is beautiful. She doesn't get in the way. She chucks you ammo and other goodies when you need it. She opens these things called tears, where you can basically she'll open like a stack of first aid kits or a stack of ammo for you, or it could be a Patriot like I mentioned earlier, or it could be some other thing. But she provides help. She never gets in the way. She is really good, and she's an essential part of the storytelling. She does keep you absorbed and compelled throughout. You will finish this game just literally for the story, because the story is awesome. I have to say, the main forte of the game has to be the storytelling. It's what Bioshock developers are good at. The Bioshock writers, the writers of this game, and the other Bioshocks as well, have such imagination. They really do immerse you in the world. There's so many organic moments. I'm not going to mention in here, for obviously I don't want to spoil it for you. And there's a lot more to the game that I've not mentioned that I don't want to spoil it for anybody. So, what is the verdict then on this Bioshock Infinite game? Well, if you're in the mood for something long, a good story, an involving game, this is probably for you. If you want something with gameplay and you want something like more leaning towards a good shooter, this may not be for you. This isn't the combat's, although it's quite varied with the plasmids, the combat does drain on you after a while. It's not the same as the Bioshock 1 and 2 installments. Unfortunately, I have to say, I was a little bit disappointed. But overall, as the game stands itself, it is a fantastic game, and I'm going to rate it a solid 8 out of 10, because it is a good game and the storytelling is amazing. So that's the verdict on Bioshock Infinite. I hope you agree with my review. I hope you liked my review. Please leave a comment if you feel like you need to leave a comment, and please like my video. It only takes a second, and I'll be throwing a lot more up here, so keep an eye out. Thanks guys, take it easy.